Mom! Put me back! I wake up every morning, I work, I have bills, I'm too big for the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese. This sucks!
Am I too old to be here?
What?
Am I too old to be here?
No, of course not.
Does it look weird that I'm here?
No, not at all.
Am I hotter than these little bitches?
Yes, you look amazing. How old are you?
I just turned 29.
Recently?
Last year.
So you're 29?
Last year.
And how old are you right now?
1 more year older.
So 30.
Yeah.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again, and on today's episode we have a video here from Man Guide titled "What is Wrong with Men?" Because of course men are the problem. Older woman begins to panic because men are not committing to her anymore. So without further ado, let's take a listen. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
I think men don't prefer older women, and I think they don't prefer career women. And a lot of times these women end up single, childless, and alone because feminism told them that that was going to get them the results that they wanted, and it doesn't.
There's a reason, women can carry children and men can't. So that instantly allows man to have different goals in terms of the workforce than women.
Oh, I think feminism lies to women. So I think they tell you to chase the bag, follow your career, and someone is still going to want you at the end of it.
People keep trying to outthink biology. It doesn't work that way.
To me, feminism just seemed like an affluent white woman problem. I was like, what are the complaints? What really don't we have in the West? I served in the United States Army. They let me do that. So I just don't see it.
Increasingly, you see women that go for it in terms of their career, and then it's too late. And then they realize, wow, this job is not making me happy, but my gosh, can I just tell you as a new mom what you feel like when your son smiles at you?
Only in the movies do career women meet the man of their dreams and have a power couple rom-com romance. In the real world, these post-walls face reality of being alone because no man of quality is picking them. They gave up free sex to those men during their city girl lifestyle, and now they want to settle down. Those men have moved on to the new crop of newly college grads living out their sex in the city lifestyle.
I find it funny, guys, when you end up with TikTok videos of 50-plus-year-old women still looking for love, right? Still looking for the man of their dreams. But the fact is, all of these lonely women who are older, who realize that men won't commit to them anymore, they had more than their fair share of, trying to get a partner. Dating is not difficult for women. It is not difficult for them to secure husbands, even though men are less likely to get married nowadays. It is not difficult for them to secure boyfriends. So, when they get to this age and they are still single, you've kind of got to ask yourself the question, what have these women been doing the whole damn time?
So the title of today's article is Gen Z Paralyzed with Fear of Turning 30, Becoming Unattractive Hags. Life Might As Well End at 22. And it's written on the New York Post, which does a lot of articles that are kinda red pill. You come to a red pill conclusion. Of course, they won't dare to have a red pill or MGTOW writer explaining these situations, because that would wake up too many men, and a large part of their fake economy in the feminist West is predicated on blue-pilled men. Men not realizing their worth. And men getting divorce robbed and becoming 18 years a slave through child support. But anyway, let's get balls deep into it. Age before beauty? Absolutely not. 30, flirty, and thriving is apparently no longer the holy grail for teens and 20-somethings online. Those born between 1997 and 2013 are expressing grim concerns about hitting the big 3-0, a milestone that some of these youngsters fear will immediately zap them of their sexiness, stamina, and overall value. That's because they're right. They're the internet and social media generation, so they see these videos of post-walls crying about not finding a good man or being alone.
There are consequences to saying the N-word.
Why? How do you know? How do you know?
I was just thinking, I'm probably going to be alone for the rest of my life. How many of you are alone and are okay with it? Are okay with it?
Inside this stupid body, I am still young. I still feel. I still want. I still dream.
Or regretting divorce because no one wants to commit to a post-wall, so they know they're on borrowed time.
Yeah, see, this is what happens when, you have a society that discourages traditional values like the family unit. Okay, because life isn't about being the young 20-year-old the whole time and being able to get, attention from men. These things will fade, right? This is what happens when you get up there in age, is that men aren't necessarily going to want you as you become older and older. But that's not the point of life, right? The point of life is not to be attractive the whole damn time, because, you can't do it, right? As a dude, I encourage men to go out there and hit the gym and things like this. But, you'll get to an age where you can't lift the weights anymore. You want to have people around you who share the same values, who you care about. But so many of these women, they think that they can kind of have kids when they're 40 and things like this, right? They try and go into geriatric pregnancies, or they try and freeze their eggs, but it's too late, right? And they end up 60, they're alone, they have no children, they have no grandchildren and things like this, and they're just lonely for the rest of their existence, even though it was entirely avoidable.
I need my algorithm to give me more people who are 30 and just starting over, or give me more people who started to make it at 30, because I'm feeling those things of bitch, there's no point even trying because you turned 30 recently. There's no point even trying. And I know that is unproductive. I'm aware that thought is also what's going to keep me where I'm at, because that thought is also why I'm not where I want to be. And I'm not even that fucking far off, besides what you're seeing here, and that's not my fault. The dryer was fucked up. The dryer, it took an hour and a half to get me clothes that had to be draped all over my apartment. And guess what? I like the apartment. That's sick, right? My life, not that astronomically far off and from what I want it to be, but I also might just be saying that to make myself feel better. You know what I mean? But all around happy, other than everything that is not there. But you know what I mean? So if you're feeling hey, I feel like I'm too old to be working on this, or I thought that, but then I got somewhere, let me know, because I feel
Anyway, back to the article. In just the past few days, I have seen multiple Gen Zs, the vast majority of women on various platforms, including Reddit and Instagram, express a desire to unalive in their 30s or when they reach 40 because they cannot handle the fact that they will age and become unattractive or become hags. An alarmed whistleblower recently penned to Reddit's PSA thread.
Can you guys imagine your life is so sad, okay, that you want to unalive yourself because you won't be attractive forever? So you have these women who are younger, right, in their 20s, and they don't want to hit 30 and they don't want to hit 40 because they literally cannot handle the fact that they will become unattractive, right? That they won't get validation and attention from people based off of essentially no merits that they earned themselves. Okay, I don't feel sorry for these guys. And, I think a lot of these women who are saying this will still go out there and completely waste their 20s partying and drinking and getting with dudes who don't want to commit to them. And, they'll face the exact same fate as the people who they were concerned about in the first place. So you have these people seeing these women get older, saying that, oh, well, I can't find a boyfriend, I can't find a husband, I'm regretting my divorce. But I don't think these people will change their ways at all. I think a lot of these women going through their 20s, will continue to go out there and have their fun throughout their 20s and run into the exact same problem. And this is something that's still pushed in modern day media, right, guys? You always have time. You're going to find your Prince Charming. Don't worry. You don't have to change any of your behavior. Somebody's going to love you for you. And it all ends up the same, which is, these women becoming content for the channel.
When the clock strikes midnight, they become a pumpkin. They're aware their looks are their only value. That's what the feminist society has done to women. For the females that are smart, they're extremely annoying because feminism has brainwashed them that they have to flex their education all the time to get quote-unquote respect. So always try to compete with men and end up being alone because no man of value wants to be with their annoying ass. I've predicted this a while back. There will be a massive self-deletion of IG thoughts, OF performers, and live streaming thoughts, because every year there's a new crop of younger, hotter females who want to become rich by being an X-rated performer. So, at the very least, the market will get saturated, and these thoughts' life on easy mode free trial will eventually end. Thus, they can't handle the real world. And this is the same thing for every other female dating. The younger women will be less jaded, more pleasant, and more pure. So a better option to be around. This is why Leonardo DiCaprio dumps his girlfriends once they turn 25, because there will always be thousands of 18-year-olds willing to take the top spot.
Can I ask what you guys think about a 48-year-old dating a 19-year-old? Because I'm kind of torn. Usually I have the mindset of, oh, if you're an adult, like, you can choose to live your life how you see fit as long as you're not harming anybody else. And these girls that date Leo, like, they know what's going on. They know that the time is limited, or at least I hope they do. But at the same time, their age difference is the same between me and my dad. I also believe that there's like levels to being an adult. So I'm 23. That's like 5 years old in the adult world. If you're 19, you are 1. If you choose to believe my logic on this, that would make Leo 30. This is him at 29 or 11 in the adult world.
I love how women will complain about this, but they would jump at the chance to date this man. Okay, so if you are unfamiliar with this situation, earlier in this video here, let me pull it back if I can find it. This graph here shows the oldest age that Leonardo DiCaprio has dated. As you can see, it only goes up to 25, right? So it's a little bit hard to see, but it's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and then it goes back down and continues. I think that this is a sign that he's dumping the same woman, right? So like the woman gets older, then he dumps her. Then he gets another one, and then he dumps her. And then he gets another one, then he dumps her. And then the highest age that he dates seems to be 25. And so obviously this upsets women, right? Because they want to feel as though they have the chance with Leonardo DiCaprio's everywhere, even though they are 35 years of age. But that's not how this works, okay? And so you have women, because they're torn about this. They can't say, well, you know, he can't do... They don't like talking about this so much, because the thing is, if they complain about it, then it makes them look as though they don't believe that women have bodily autonomy. So they have to avoid this kind of thing. They have to say, oh, it's creepy on the man's behalf, blah, blah, blah. But they never actually talk about the fact that the women want to be there and that the women are adults. Okay, and the older women get, the more salty, the more angry they become about situations like this, because they are no longer the ones being chosen. I guarantee you guys, a lot of women who are 18 to 25 would love the chance to be with Leonardo DiCaprio, but you have all of these 35 to 40-year-old women saying, no, you can't be with him, it's creepy. Yet they would love to be the ones receiving attention from Leonardo DiCaprio.
The same year that his new girlfriend was born. This is what he would look like if they were somehow the same age right now. This is like what's eating Gilbert grapes, Leo. Look at his baby face. And it's not about looks. I'm trying to say that these are like very different kinds of adults. Why won't age-appropriate women date him?
Yet, these same feminists think that these same 18-year-olds that are too young to date 40-year-olds are empowered by starting an OF.
This is hilarious. She says, why won't age-appropriate women date him? They will. He just doesn't want them. And this is what I'm talking about with male standards, okay? If a man has standards, if a man doesn't want to date a certain age, you know, he will get shamed for it. But it's not the fact that women don't want to date him. There are plenty of 35, 40, 45-year-old, hell, like up to 60. There are lots of women who would want to date Leonardo DiCaprio. But the thing that this individual is missing here is the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio has the choice. These famous actors, these famous musicians and things like this, they choose the women. Or that is to say, they have a lot more women choosing them, so they have options, guys. Okay, it's very funny that this woman can't even, you know, grasp that the reason why Leonardo doesn't date these women who are older is because he doesn't have to and he doesn't want to.
Which will make them seen as a wet hole. This shows that most of the feminists are jealous that rich and famous men, no matter how bad they look, can get the hottest 18-year-olds, while women are on a time limit when they can have access to the top men. No matter how much money and fame they have, it won't buy men's attention.
So I turned 30 in like 6 weeks, and I've been single my whole life, and I don't really know of any other people who are in the same position. I've got people who are like, oh my god, I've been single for so long, and like, you know, it's been like 3 years since my partner broke up with me, and I'm there like, I never had a partner.
Stop the cap.
Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public. So make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway, guys, back to today's episode.
And I don't really know, like none of my friends, no one in my circle, I haven't really met anybody who actually is in the same position. I know there's people out there, so hopefully this reaches the right people. I mean, technically I did have a boyfriend when I was like 11, but we never broke up, and then we went on summer holiday, so I guess technically you could say that we were actually still together.
Women like this are a huge red flag, because they will try and convince you that they are single, but I guarantee you this woman has not been celibate the whole time. So she says here, I've been single my whole life. You know, things really suck. I had a boyfriend when I was like 11, but things, I don't know, just didn't work out for whatever reason because we were kids. But these girls who say this, what they're essentially telling you is that she has wasted so much time chasing men who don't want her, and now she's single at like 30 years of age, or she's going to her 30s or whatever. Okay, so you might think that this is a green flag, you know, like, oh, she hasn't really messed around with a whole bunch of dudes. But on the contrary, guys, it actually means that she has been out here screwing with a whole bunch of men, and that's why she's single. I say this every damn episode now because the women keep talking about this particular issue, but, you know, dating is not hard for women. So when they make it appear as though it's difficult or they can't find their Prince Charming, let me tell you, it is entirely self-inflicted, and they are choosing to chase men who don't actually want them. That's why they can't get commitment from a man.
So I've either never been in a relationship, I've only ever been in one. Jokes. But yeah, I don't know, I think it's a really weird thing because society expects you by certain ages to hit certain milestones, including partner, house, marriage, kids. And I'm like, I have none of those things. And when you're single, and you've always been single, you have to plan your life as a single person. Like when I think about the future, I can't plan my life with a partner in mind because I don't have that right now. And yeah, that's how I feel, at least. I plan my life as a single person. What are the things I want to do? I want to travel, I want to run my business. And if someone comes along and I fall madly in love and we have the best life together ever, amazing. But I think when you've never had a partner, you can't imagine what it's like to actually be in a relationship, to actually like have your person. So yeah, don't really know what I'm trying to say, but are there anybody else who has this? Is there anybody else in the same position? Let me know.
Back to the article. Some have even expressed not bothering with healthy eating habits, saving money, or planning on having careers because they feel so strongly about this, continued the scandalmonger, presumably a member of the Gen Z demographic.
Wait, let me get this straight. So Gen Z is concerned about aging, but they refuse to engage with healthy eating habits, saving money, or planning on having careers. That has to be the most counterproductive solution that you could possibly have to this particular problem, right? If you're somebody and you're concerned about not looking good into your older ages, perhaps you should actually take your health more seriously. This is what I don't get about these people, man, is they complain about issues and things, but they take no actual steps to resolve them, right? You'll see some woman, I mean, we covered a video recently on this channel where there was a woman who was overweight. She got rejected for being overweight. She tells us that she's been rejected for being overweight her whole entire life, but she refuses to do anything about it. It's so strange to me that people have these problems or these concerns, but they can't even take into account what they put inside of their own body. They can't even take responsibility for that, and yet they complain on the internet about their particular situation, having tried none of the possible solutions or preventative measures. It's absolutely hilarious to me.
Let's be clear, these modern women aren't doing these healthy habits to get quote-unquote healthy. It's to try to fool men into thinking they're younger and less road-worn, meaning not as big of an HOE. That's the whole point of makeup, to look more attractive but also cover up their bad lifestyle choices, which causes their skin to be unhealthy looking or have breakouts.
My biggest life regrets are not doing these things in my 20s and waiting till my 30s, and the damage is already done once you're in your 30s. So, yeah, you tell him, sister. So, I'm a mom. Start these things now, like please, for me, if for no one else. The first one is sleeping on your back. The weight of your human head actually compresses your bones, your muscle, your collagen, and whatever side that you sleep on. If you sleep on a side, and you probably do sleep on one side, that side is gonna get droopy and sad. And that's this side of my face. Like, everything is lower. Number 2 is putting sunscreen on your chest. My chest has so much more sun damage than my face, and I would let it just get fried out in the sun. So there's like pigmentation, broken capillaries, like redness, and just looks old. Lastly, chemical exfoliant masks. Once to twice a week. I had so much acne. I had so much acne scarring. I just have pigmentation that's still left over from all of that. And I feel like it would have been so much better if I did chemical exfoliants. Like, duh.
I wonder how much of these acne problems and these health issues women have that could just be resolved by not putting so much damn makeup on themselves, right? I always see videos of women complaining about, you know, acne and face issues and all of this kind of stuff, and how they have to go through all of these extra hoops to make sure their skin is all right. I personally think that it's due to the amount of chemicals that they put on their face in the first place, right? Maybe I'm just kind of lucky, guys, but I don't really have these skin issues. I don't have acne, none of this. I wash my face, right? Make sure I'm clean. But maybe it's just because I don't put all of this nonsense on my face to begin with that I don't have these issues.
As you saw that post-wall thought in the video, despite her health skincare, she looked like a post-wall trying to look young again. I would not be surprised if she got Botox. She has that, you know, fake look. Women need to have healthy habits from the age 18, because otherwise, hitting the wall will be like really hitting the wall. And suddenly, trying to get healthy won't reverse a decade of being a slob. That being said, being nihilistic at a young age makes living pointless. If you're a post-wall Karen, be as nihilistic as possible, because we need less of you making life hell for everyone else. For you young females who actually worry about turning 30, all you have to do is learn to clean, cook, and keep your legs closed, and you might be able to find a man that you're attracted to and live a good life. That's it. No need to go to college or learn corporate skills or work 2 to 3 jobs to rent a room in a big city.
My 30-something-year-old women who don't have kids yet, but you want kids, but you feel like you're running out of time to have them. Where are you? Because same. And I just feel, I'm 32, and I just feel like I'm in this place in my life right now where I'm a little selfish. I just moved out and bought my house in December with my boyfriend, and I just feel like I want kids eventually. Like, I definitely want children, but I don't want them right now. But then I'm like, am I getting too old? Like, do I need to get a move on?
Yes, you are. Okay, a lot of these women, they try and put off having kids until they're in their mid-30s, and then they figure out that they are smack bang in the middle of geriatric pregnancies, or they can't have children, or there are going to be health complications and things like this. All right, this is why it's such a waste of your time to be screwing around in your 20s, partying, getting with random dudes, having 500 boyfriends, because a lot of women end up in a situation like this where they want to have kids, but they realize it's too late. Okay, I have seen videos now of women, you know, who have been trying to freeze eggs, but the success rate is too low, or they run out of money, and so they can't have kids, right? They missed their opportunity. They wanted to pass down their genes. They wanted to have kids. They wanted to have a family, but they can't do it anymore. And so you end up with videos of these women crying and being bitter about the fact that younger women are getting with these guys. And the funny part about this situation as well is oftentimes when these women are looking to have kids, right, they're trying to rush them out in their early 30s, trying to, you know, hand in that homework before it's due, right, before the clock counts down to 0. They really try and rush it out at the last second, and they try and get with men who are a little bit older than them. But the problem is these guys don't want to commit to them oftentimes. They don't want to have kids with these women. They don't want to have relationships. They're looking at the younger women who are much more pleasant to be around and who don't have a body count in the hundreds. But guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.